What is going on with Mo Salah? Is this the fall of the Egyptian king? There's been no talk about him at any club. And as we do this podcast, there's been no mention of him signing in in the Saudi league or anywhere else. Would you guys accept Mo Salah coming back to Liverpool?
I don't really know what's going on with Mo Salah. I think there is an element of him and his advisor, Remy Abbas, maybe overestimated how high his stock would still be in the world game based on his age, the fact that he wouldn't be the cheapest player to bring in, and that the Saudi clubs are probably looking to spend a little bit less overall. He was linked to Besiktas, which I thought would be a strange move for him.
Yeah.
I would accept him back at Liverpool for two reasons. One is we're still scrambling to replace him on the right hand side. I think his ability to set the standards behind the scenes is second to none. He's still a really good creative footballer, and he was still able to create smaller, of course, but still a few moments of magic on the pitch. And what a great break glass option he would be. I just don't think it's realistic that he's going to come back. The way that he left the club, the fact that he said his goodbyes, I think at least for him, his Liverpool chapter is closed. I wouldn't be surprised if we get towards the end of the transfer window and then we'll see a move where somebody perhaps hasn't got the player that they wanted, or if there's a massive injury to a stellar player in a European club, that then they pull the Mo Salah card out. It's a strange one. I'll be really honest. I thought he would have been snapped up by now myself. So yeah, not too sure what's going on. In theory, would take him back, but can't see it happening.
King Kev?
Like as I would take him back, yes, of course I would. His numbers speak for itself. Yes, he's had periods where he's not played so well, and I've slated him for that. So I'll hold my hands up. But you want your best players to be playing well every single game. There is still news floating around that he's potentially going to join Besiktas for obviously on a free, but like wages of about £12 million for a year for a 12-month contract. What I've read, potentially for a 2-year contract, also an add-on for another year. But again, nothing certain's come out about it. I've not really heard anything. It's literally what I've just looked up now. I am like as surprised nobody snapped him up. Is there something more to it as regards to why somebody hasn't snapped him up? It can't be his attitude. It can't be his skill level. Like I said, his numbers speak for himself. So I would have expected somebody like Al Hilal to pick him up on a free, pay him mega money to play for them 2 or 3 seasons, and that'll be the end of his career. So I'm very shocked.
It comes down to one big factor. He had an extremely poor season last season. No big club out there is going to want to pay him the 400 to 500 grand a week he wants to return of goal, not even at double figures in goals, are they? He was so off what we're used to last season. Now, you can argue it was the slow football we were playing, or are they looking at it thinking he's had his best seasons, he's had his best career? We don't know what's going on with Mo Salah, but I think Az has probably touched on it when he first mentioned it. Is him and his representatives holding out for far too much money, so no one's willing to make a move on him? I think it's the money thing, because like Kev said, I months and months ago, way before Christmas, I always said this was going to be his last season, the season just gone, and I expected him to go to Saudi on big money. He's the poster boy, being a Muslim, make fantastic money off of him. He's got a great attitude. I honestly thought that was his next destination, and I thought at the time we might sell him for around 50 to 60 million pounds off the back of it. The fact that he can go anywhere he likes, he's got the world's his oyster where he's going for free. and it's just down to whoever decides to take him on. I think it's purely down to money, and a lot of clubs out there are going, what are we going to get for our money? Is the return going to be good enough? And has his legs gone? He looked so much slower last season, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I think that if you're sat there, if you're a Bayern, let's face it, he probably was never going to go at Real or Barca, but possibly a Bayern or an Italian club. If you're looking at him going, right, do we want to spend 400 grand a week on Mo Salah off of the back of Liverpool's last season? Then I think you say no.
Yeah.
So I think it's money.
I think not only is you had his legs gone, but I don't know if it was a confidence thing as well, because season upon season we would see Mo Salah taking players on, beating them, jinxing in between them, and getting that shot off. He can't. Last season, and Paul could say, you mentioned about the slow build-up play. I don't think that had a factor in it whatsoever, to be honest with you. Purely and simply because once he had that ball, he didn't really do much with it. He would either lose it if he tried to take a player on, or his passing was very way off. His shooting was terrible compared to previous seasons. So is it did he have not necessarily an attitude problem, because I think he's always got a great attitude on him as a footballer. But because he was playing in a system and under a manager he just didn't get on with, did he just not give it his all and was quite his mind was going elsewhere in games? Yeah,
maybe. I think you also have to remember, for how many seasons has he been with us? 7, 8?
7, 8, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think he finished
his
on
numbers
19.
never dropped. His numbers never ever dropped until last season.
Yeah,
our best player by far every season. So up until last season. So maybe his body has just gone, can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It happens to us all.
Yeah, he's lost a yard, that's for sure.
But would I take him back? Yes, I would. But I would renegotiate that contract way lower than what he's asking for.
It's not like he needs 100%. The money anyway. I mean,
no, but your representatives are always going to try and get you the biggest amount possible, aren't they?
But for him, on a personal level, it's not like he needs it.